there's something about the word girlfriend that's sexy, and something about the word wife. Don't get mad at me, wives. I know you're beautiful and sexy still forever. Blah blah blah. To my ears, like when I hear wife, it's like it's different. Like and Sinatra had a song back in the day. Wives should always be lovers too. He could have said should always be girlfriends too. You know, because girlfriend.
My girlfriend is great. I mean, she's.
How long you been together?
3 years.
3 years. See, that says a lot.
Yeah.
3 years. You're still in the good window.
Well, yeah, and you know, I'm so old that 3 more years I should still be good.
Oh, I'm sure you will be. Oh, you got the genes.
No, she's a nice gal, and she takes care of me, and she looks out for me, and she tells me, John, you're acting like an asshole, so why don't you stop? And, she's very helpful.
See, I'm down with everything except that part.
What?
I never understood that whole thing that guys do with, like, she's the best because she just keeps me grounded and she just tells me when I'm an asshole.
I didn't say that.
You just said she tells you when you're an asshole.
That's not grounded. That's not grounded.
Well, I'm not saying she's grounding you like you're a child. You're grounded, go to your room. I'm just saying, grounded like, oh, she, and when I get a big head, she takes me back down.
No,
fuck that. I want someone who...
She doesn't do that. She doesn't.
You just said she did.
No, we're having a little negative entropy here, my friend.
You said she tells me when I'm an asshole.
Yeah, but that's not grounded.
Okay, well, all right, then take away the grounded part. I don't like that either. I don't need the woman in my life to ever tell me I'm an asshole. If I was acting like it, but like at this age, I just don't act like an asshole. You're right, there was a time when I did. But like, if you're still acting like an asshole, like we're in our 70s, something went seriously wrong.
And something is seriously wrong. Something seriously wrong. And Bill, I've watched your show. I watched your show every time, and I see you get angry and asshole-ish sometimes with people. So don't tell me you don't get to.
I don't get asshole-ish. What I get is probably arguing a point that you don't agree with. So you interpret that as asshole.
No. I think you and I agree on a lot of stuff.
Oh, we agree on a lot of stuff, yes, absolutely. I bet you we voted for the same person last time. Which is
voting. That's why they have curtains. So nobody can see who the fuck you vote for. I don't, fuck these people, that run this country. I don't.
You mean that both sides, or you mean that
on
just...
both sides.
Yeah. Well, that's my message. Not that I think it's equal. I am not a big fan of trying to whataboutism everything, because the Democrats, yes, they're a certain woke part of this country that hates me because I refuse to just let them get away with insanity that they never used to try before and never used to say things like that before. But in general, I find them less alarming than the Republicans and the conservatives who don't believe in conceding elections and lots of other basic democratic stuff. But yes, I think both sides have to be called out. And like, I live in Hollywood. This town just does not believe that. They do not believe in calling out both sides. They're not well informed.
Let me tell you, I watched you last week and heard about buttons. And it was just like...
It was so funny.
It was.
It really was funny. You got to give it that.
Yeah, it was. And it's funny because outside of this ball of people that live here, nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Nobody cares.
But that's what I was saying.
I know.
It's like the Democrats, I mean, the people who didn't see it, the point of it was, you got to cut your celebrities loose. You think they're helping, and they're actually hurting. Because people don't see celebrities in any way like they can relate to their life, and they can't. And that was where the funny came in, showing.
The other funny thing is that, most people, we don't know anything. You know, we don't know
We don't.
shit.
We really don't.
We don't know shit. We don't know shit. What's really going on? We don't know. You know, and it's always been that way ever since I can remember. You know, I mean, you were alive during Vietnam.
Yes.
What the fuck was? And people talk about how awful it is here. You guys know that you know, a few years ago we had nuclear missiles pointed right at us in Cuba.
Well, more than a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter.
I know, but
It's you know.
Yeah.
So what's changed? Marlon Brando tried to save the Indians by not accepting his Academy Award. I love Marlon Brando. He's one of my favorite actors.
Too.
But you know, the show of having the girl show up and pick up his Academy Award for him and wouldn't accept it. What did it amount to? Nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Amounted to nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's interesting you point that out because it was performative. It was performative, but we're talking about 1973 here. We're talking about the Oscars of 1973. Brando won for The Godfather, and he sent up Sacheen Littlefeather, who, by the way, turned out to be Mexican. She was not an Indian. Do you know that?
I did.
Oh, that came out after. She died last year. I did a whole thing on it. And it's so interesting what happened in the room that night. Just shows you why liberals should, like, just take a beat before you think you're always the good people. 1973, the crowd booed her, okay, because it was seen as very disrespectful. John Wayne, they said, had to be restrained from actually rushing the stage, a la Will Smith, dragging her off. But I don't know, because he was a cowboy, she was an Indian. I mean, this is where we were in 1973.
And really, what progress have we made?
A lot.
Like what?
Well, this is the argument we had last time. That
Right.
you don't understand, in my view, that 2026 America is just very different. I mean, I can paint this picture with statistics. I can paint it with polling. You know, there are actual like, I mean, all you have to do is open your eyes to see that we are a very different country.
Here's the difference: is that we're all against each other. After World War II, we seemed to be a country in unison.
Yeah.
After World War II, but then us hippies showed up and it all changed.
Well, after World War II, we were a country in unison because only the white people counted. The black people were still not even invited into the conversation as to politics. You couldn't imagine running for president as a black person in the 1950s. They had meager representation they weren't shown in the.
What's the difference? We have elected officials that we elect. As stupid Americans elect another stupid American to come in and represent us, and he's bought off immediately by, you know, you name the corporation, and what?